Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios in Kukumlimle in Accra. A digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi. Affiliates across the country on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by Telesol 4G. Just a touch. And as the festivities begins to kick in, former President Mahama embarks on a pre-Easter walkabout, starting with some bus terminals sensitizing revelers and drivers on road safety campaign. We'll also go live to the Achimota bus terminal for the road safety Guinness Ghana Limited multimedia Chakwan Mum drink drive campaign and Easter road safety awareness. And also in this edition, officials of Dredge Masters prepare to begin dredging Odo River as meteorological officials warn of heavy rains ahead. We'll hear from them as they blame squatters along there for the silt and dumping of waste in the drain.
We have also realized that they aggravate the situation by throwing their waste into the drain. Yes, we have to deal with both silt and rubbish, but we are also in touch with the AMA in regards to clearing the squatters and encroachers.
3 illegal miners dead after falling into mining pit at Amansia West District at the Ashanti region.
They went to an abandoned site to dig for gold. They dig deep, and because it had rained, the top caved in on them. 3 were unable to escape, and they died.
Senior Minister justifies decision to discontinue case against Chinese woman believed to be engaged in illegal mining, saying jailing her wouldn't solve challenges facing Ghana.
A very good relationship with China. They're the main company that is helping develop the infrastructure system in Ghana. Is Sino Hydro. It's a Chinese company. Putting that lady in jail in Ghana is not going to solve your economic problem.
And in sports,
now 2 Ghanaian youngsters have won medals at the Confederation of African Athletics Under 18 and Under 20 Championship in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Details coming up in a jiffy.
And later, familiar with this?
Most people say, I don't even eat much, but I'm gaining weight. That is part of a sign that you could say, maybe I'm getting stressed.
We'll tell you why your weight gain may perhaps be related to the stress you're feeling, plus some recommendations on how to deal with those emotions. All that and more here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apao. And officials of Dredge Masters say activities of squatters living along the Odo drain are partly to blame for the silt and dumping of waste in the drainage system. Speaking to the media as dredging of the drain starts ahead of this year's rainy season, Director of Operations at Dredge Masters, Sena Adiepena, stated that grassing of the banks of the Odo is important to prevent siltation. He further stated the scope of the project includes beautifying its banks.
The rate of siltation is quite rapid, and which really requires that we need to continuously maintain this drain by desilting and dredging. The rubbish bits that the settlers and encroachers along the drains, we have also realized that they aggravate the situation by throwing their waste into the drain, which acts as a blockade. So it aggravates the situation. So yes, we have to deal with both silt and rubbish, but we are also in touch with the AMA in regards to clearing the squatters and encroachers who are along the drains. And it's those same squatters who end up losing their lives also because they are too close to the drain. If you have the banks of the drains exposed and not properly grassed, you have some of those materials falling back and adding to the silt deposit. So as part of our scope and project, we are not just to dredge but also beautify and green and landscape, put park benches and all of that to enhance the look of the area, not just the dredging bit.
The Works and Housing Minister talked about a permanent fix for the Odo drain. Do you think there can be a permanent fix?
There can be a permanent fix to this solution, which involves engineering, designs, and a lot more engineering, studies to this whole drainage system. But what you cannot do away with is the maintenance of the drains.
So you heard that the Director of Operations at Dredge Master, Sena Adiepena, my colleague Maxwell Agbagba, was there as the company started the dredging. He will join us shortly here on the Midday News. But let's move on. The poor state of the Ashaman-Lashibi stretch is endangering the lives of some commuters on the Accra-Tema motorway. Despite the persistent knockdown, scores of people continue to dangerously run across the motorway in a bid to dodge the traffic under the tunnel daily, which is as a result of flooding. Joy News' Emefa Atiamwa Eli visited the area and reports both young and old risk their lives crossing the motorway.
Men and women are seen racing against speeding vehicles just to get to their destinations. Children are held tightly by their parents to enable them smartly run across. Even babies are clenched to their chests and sometimes strapped to the back of their parents and are used to cross the 100 km/h speed limit motorway.
I live at Ajekojo. Anytime I'm going to Teshinungwa, I run across the motorway. The underbridge is terrible, particularly when it rains. I'll be delayed if I go through it.
Commercial drivers are fast cashing in on the situation. At the Klago end of the tunnel, a mini taxi rank is springing up. Persons heading towards Lashibi, Sakumono, and Nungwa are their potential passengers. Instead of wasting time in traffic to go through the tunnel, these commuters run across the motorway and board these taxis. Yakubu, Jonathan, and Saviola are drivers at this illegal pickup point.
It's impossible to drive small vehicles through the tunnel anytime it rains, not even the minibuses. We are used to loading those heading towards Nungwa, and mostly they'll just cross over the motorway, which is faster. We suffer using the underbridge, particularly when it rains. The entire vehicle will break down due to the poor state of the road and the tunnel. Running across the motorway is dangerous. Even though there's an access down there, it becomes inaccessible and no one wants to waste time using the facility.
The situation is not different at the Ajekojo side of the tunnel. A full-fledged minibus station is becoming very attractive for those traveling towards Ajekojo, Zainu, Atadeka and Katamansu during rush hours. It is the preferred bus stop for passengers returning from Accra Central. Alice, a vehicle knocks down one person while walking or running across this point of the motorway every week.
MFA Atiamwa Eli's report. Now let's head to the bus terminals now, because 30% of all road crashes are caused by commercial vehicles. This worrying statistics is coming from the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, MTTD. They are also blaming fatigue drive and drink driving and speeding for the accident. In order to reduce the disturbing trend, especially during the Easter festivities, the National Road Safety Commission, in collaboration with the Guinness Ghana Limited and Multimedia Group Limited, have organized a sensitization forum for these commercial drivers at the Achimota Bus Terminal, dubbed Chakwan Numum, Don't Drink and Drive campaign and Easter Road Safety Awareness campaign. Today, they are awarding drivers that passed the drinking test they conducted a month ago. My colleague Nancy Emefa Tradosi is at the closing ceremony and joins us live. Nancy, what's happening where you are?
So MFA, the program just ended, but basically the program was very engaged. They had drivers at the Achimota terminal seated and advising them on the need to obey traffic regulations. Now, one thing that came out was the fact that fatigue, drink driving were one of the topmost reasons why accidents are on our roads. And so, basically, the event was held to caution drivers ahead of this Easter festivities.
And we are told that some of these drivers were awarded for passing a drinking test for just a month.
Yeah, so we understand that they've been running this campaign for some few months now, but a month ago, they organized some testing for these drivers, and just a few of them were able to pass. And so that should tell you that the drink driving that they were talking about was really one of the main reasons why accidents occur on our roads. In fact, these drivers who were able to pass the test were giving some free fuel coupons for a while. And so it has been able to motivate the other drivers to ensure that they will not drink and drive or drive and drink.
Now, today is Holy Thursday, and like we know, people will start traveling. Is that the situation at the Achimota Bus Terminal whilst the ceremony is also underway?
Well, yes, I tried to speak to a few passengers. Just a few of them are traveling back to their hometowns for the Easter festivities. But I asked some of them what they were really going to do. Others said they just met their families. Others said they were going for church conventions. But basically, they were also very cautious about, the accidents on our roads. They tell me that they will ensure that the drivers do not flout the law.
That's my colleague Nancy Emefa Dradosi. We'll definitely get to hear from some of these revelers who are already getting ready to either go to Easter in Kweu or in Kumasi or elsewhere in the Volta region as well. But let's stay on Easter a while longer because the former President John Mahama is embarking on a pre-Easter walkabout, starting with some bus terminals, sensitizing revelers and drivers on road safety and other matters. And my colleague Joseph Akable is with a team there and joins us on the line. So Joseph, what has that program started already, and what has the former president been telling these revelers and drivers? It looks like we've lost Joseph Akable there on the phone, but we'll try and raise Akable back on the phone and touch base with the former president John Mahama on that pre-Easter walkabout. We're told he's starting with some bus terminals, trying to sensitize these revelers and drivers as well on road safety, because we know about the number of accidents that are recorded during the Easter festivities, and we are hoping that this Easter nothing of that sort will be recorded. And Joseph Akable joins us back on the line. So, Joseph, what's happening where you are, you can say?
As I speak to you now, the former president is currently in a meeting with the driver unions at TV. We can take a listen to the national chairman of the NDC, who is also part of this meeting. The purpose is to ensure that the former president is concerned about the state of road accidents, particularly during the Easter festivities. Let's take a listen to the national chairman of the NDC, who is also in this meeting.
Heaven on earth to come and deliver. We are all aware that as we do speak today, self-operation, but I've been told that the fuel prices have gone up this moment, and also shows whether the government of the day is sensitive to the plight of the people or not. Well, we know that Easter is the time that the ordinary people, Christians, want to undertake various visits to conventions and others. And you can imagine that when states have undertaken contract with drivers, and they are going to pick them this morning for their various Easter convention, and on the eve of Easter, you increase fuel price, it shows whether you are sensitive to the people or not. We believe that we have a man who has demonstrated his sensitivity to the ordinary people of this country. When he became the president of this country, he invested in infrastructure. And in various districts and regions that we have got, the GPRC has come to testify that the various lorry parks and market complex that have been built were built by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So he is here to interact with you. And to assure you that given the opportunity, like for the second coming, perhaps he is even going to do more than he did before. So today is just to come and wish you happy Easter and to have a word of advice for you. So on this note, I have the privilege and honor to invite His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the next president of the Republic.
So, you are the national chairman of the NDC. The former president is just about speaking to the media address like that. We can continue listening to him now.
Chairman, executive of the Kuru Lorry Station. I want to thank you for the opportunity to meet you. As the chairman said, today is the day the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice in it. I'm happy that I've been able to visit you in your small office, but very, very welcoming office. Day in, day out, we receive reports of accidents. People get injured. And people who are casualties in accidents are our relatives. They are our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, and other relations. And the National Road Safety Committee, the Ghana Police Service.
You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We apologize for that poor quality of sound there. Definitely will bring you the sound of the former President John Dramani Mahama as he addresses some drivers at some bus terminals as he embarks on his pre-Easter walkabout. But some drivers have been interacting with my colleague Joseph Akable.
So many years. When it rains, you cannot enter here and join a car. And this is the path that goes to all the hinterlands in this country. It's so neglected. And before then, before NDC left power, I think there's some Maslock GPRT vehicles that we heard of. As of today, we haven't heard of those vehicles again. Mr. President, we want to know what is happening to those vehicles. And also, it's like the petrol prices is going high every now and then at the transport fares. Any government that comes, we will support the government. We don't want to do anything that we are supporting any government against the other one. We help to see how the economy can be stabilized. We don't want our drivers to be attacking any government.
Some drivers there. Let's touch base with my colleague Joseph Akable once again, and hopefully we have a better connection to him and listen to the former President Mahama as he addresses these drivers.
In the whole country, because through you it will go to the rest of the country, and I'm happy that our friends from the media are here, that we send a message to all our drivers, all our union managers, station managers, the Ghana Police Service, everybody, that this Easter, let's try and make it an accident-free Easter, or at least make accidents as minimal as possible. So today, that is the main message that we brought. And of course, we pay our respects to you. We've gone around several places in Central Region and others. We've met with drivers, and they've all explained the difficulties that they are facing with regards not only to the petrol price, but the cost of insurance, the cost of roadworthy, and other spare parts, and so on and so forth. So it's something that we've taken note of. And when we draw up our manifesto, we'll have a message, for the drivers, the driving public, and the transport sector. Now let me talk about terminals. We built a lot of terminals across the country. We built the Kaswa terminal, we built the interchange, we built the Kwame Nkrumah terminal, the new terminal, and all over the district. We actually made it a policy that anywhere we build a market, we will build a lorry terminal next to it.
You heard the former President John Dramani Mahama on his pre-Easter walkabout, starting with some bus terminals, sensitizing revelers and drivers on safety on the roads. You heard him tell the drivers that they should make this Easter accident-free. This is the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, police in the Ashanti region have confirmed the death of 3 illegal miners following the collapse of a Galamsey pit, which would left 2 others seriously injured. The district police commander of Amansia West, Superintendent Ohene Sechi, who confirmed the incident to Joy News, says the illegal miners died instantly and their bodies have been deposited at the Agro-Yesu Hospital morgue.
They were from Mansour Samang. They were numbering about 10, all males. They went to an abandoned site to dig for gold. They dig deep, and because it had rained, the top caved in on them. 3 were unable to escape, and they died. The rest ran away. Since it is illegal here, those who ran away, we never got them. When we inquired, we were told they were not native, so they have traveled to their hometown, and that they could not help police to trace them. The 3 who died, we went and took the body from the ground. So far, they have been sent to Agro-Yesu Hospital mortuary for preservation and autopsy. The mining task force at the district assembly, they are still working tooth and nail to reclaim all the land. So I hope they will go there and reclaim the land. It will be used for another purpose, perhaps farming or any other venture. Whatever they are doing, police work with them, whatever they are doing about mining.
You heard that the Amansia West District Police Commander, Superintendent Ohene Sechi, now the Chief Executive Officer of Volunteers Against Environmental Degradation, Richard Ado, wants government to step up the fight against illegal mining.
Government must actually step up, especially with regard to the fight against illegal mining. In fact, the government started very well. At a point in time, Honorable John Pitambe was doing a very good job until he was moved to the Energy Ministry. However, I wish to say that government must step up because many Ghanaians are dying as a result of this pitch that have been left by these illegal miners. Especially just on Monday, 3 illegal miners got trapped in a mining pit and then at an illegal mining site and then died. So I wish that the government intensifies monitoring of its operation, especially this mining guys who were trained, and then the volunteers against environmental degradation. They must actually equip them and ensure that they come back and then start their monitoring work. In fact, their activities help for the river bodies to become clean. However, because they are no more working, we can see that illegal miners have come on the river bodies seriously mining, and government must actually intensify its monitoring activities.
We'll take a quick break here on the Midday News. When we return, Senior Minister justifies decision to discontinue case against Chinese woman believed to be engaged in illegal mining, saying jailing her wouldn't solve the challenges facing the country.
A very good relationship with China. They're the main company that is helping develop the infrastructure system in Ghana. Sino Hydro. It's a Chinese company. Putting that lady in jail in Ghana is not going to solve your economic problem.
And later, you're familiar with this?
Most people say, I don't even eat much, but I'm gaining weight. That is part of a sign that you could say, maybe I'm getting stressed.
We'll tell you why your weight gain may perhaps be related to the stress, plus some recommendations on how to deal with these emotions.
Hello there, my name is Araba Kumsin. I'm a producer of the Midday News. Now, it's that time of the year again for us to show love to our underprivileged brothers and sisters on the streets. Your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM, presents the annual Easter Soup Kitchen. This year, we warmly invite you to join us to feed, counsel, entertain, and provide medical aid to the less privileged in our society. We invite you to donate charitably towards the Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen. You can do this in cash or in kind at the front desk of Joy FM Kokomlemle. There's so much you can give. Bags of rice, bottles of cooking oil, soft drinks, cartons of chicken and fish, flour, pharmaceutical products, and many others. You can also call 0302 216 540 or 0244 663 968, and we will gladly pick up your donations from wherever you are. The Easter Soup Kitchen is powered by your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM, and supported by you, our loyal listeners.
Thanks for staying with the best. Let's do sports now, and Ridwan has the latest.
I thought you were going to say I'm also the best.
Oh, yes, you are the best. What's in sports?
You know, Ghana is participating in the Confederation of African Athletics Under 18 and Under 20 Championship in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. And the first medals have been won and all have come from ladies. Now, Rose Amunimwa Yeboah won gold in the women's under 20 high jump with 1.38 meters. And also in the women's under 18 400 meters, Grace Obuo won bronze, clocking a time of 52.59 seconds. General Secretary of Ghana Athletics Association, Bafusene, is with the contingent in Abidjan. And Tojoy Sports, the overall display of the country's athletes has been eye-catching.
So far, our performance has been good. In the 100 meters, all the two boys under 20 have made it to the final. And the ladies are doing very, very well. Grace Obuo was third in the finals. In the under 18 400 meters, she got bronze. And we also had gold medals in the ladies' high jump. We're also going in for under 20 shot put, which we are very confident that we'll get another medal there. And we're also waiting for men long jump, which I'm also hoping that we'll get a medal there. And what is very clear is that we need consistency in whatever we do. Those athletes that participated in the under 20 ECOWAS Championship last year are doing incredible well. So far, I'm so happy.
You heard Bob Husseini. He is General Secretary of the Ghana Athletics Association. That's your sports for lunch.
Thank you very much, Ridwan. Now, Senior Minister Yao Safamafo has justified the decision to discontinue the case against a Chinese woman believed to be engaged in an illegal mining, saying jailing her won't solve the economic challenges facing Ghana. He also stated that Ghana has a good relationship with China and intends to partner them in key infrastructural projects, including the $2 billion Sino-Hydro deal. The Attorney General's office in December 2018 withdrew the case against Aisha Huan, popularly known as Aisha. Okay, so that's her name. Her name is EAEN Huan, popularly known as Aisha Huan, and 4 other Chinese nationals believed to be engaging in illegal mining. The Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining petitioned the AG demanding answers as they condemned the move. Senior Minister Yao Safamafo was addressing a town hall meeting abroad, says government made the right call.
Aisha Huan. This question goes to the senior minister who is supposed to superintend all the activities of the other ministers. Why did you repatriate Aisha Huan without prosecuting her or enforcing her to restore the degraded lands and the polluted water bodies? Thank you.
A very good relationship with China. They're the main company that is helping develop the infrastructure system in Ghana is Sino-Hydro. It's a Chinese company. It's the one that is going to help process our bauxite and provide about $2 billion to us. So when there are these kind of arrangements, there are other things behind the scenes. Putting that lady in jail in Ghana is not going to solve your economic problems. It's not going to make you happy or me happy. That's not important. The most important thing that is being imported out of Ghana. So we must say something. I'm saying that there are many other things beyond what you see in these matters. And everybody is wide awake. The most important thing is that we have planned this, we have established regulations, and we are protecting our environment. And that is far more important than one Chinese woman who has imported.
You heard the Senior Minister Yao Safamafo's response to a question at a town hall meeting abroad. Now, Interior Minister Ambrose Jerry has assured police personnel government has not taken any decision to migrate them and other security agencies from CAP 30 to the SNIT pension scheme. It comes after the minority-reviewed Deputy Employment Minister Bright Rekubrobe at Parliament Public Accounts Committee had announced government has granted approval for the unification of all pension schemes under Act 766. A police officer who spoke to Joy News under condition of anonymity says morale among the rank and file of the service is low following this decision. But addressing personnel of the service yesterday at the police headquarters, the Interior Minister says no such decision has been taken.
Let me make it clear that Mr. President would not permit such a migration which will have a detrimental effect or reduce the benefits that you are entitled to. And therefore, I am telling you on authority that the Ghana Police Service would not be migrated from captivity. Indeed, it is the policy position of Mr. President that all security agencies, the army, police, immigration, and whatever, all of them must be adequately compensated when you go on retirement and be possibly president while you work. And that's because you recognize the supreme sacrifice, the risks that you put yourself at in the service.
You heard that the Interior Minister Ambrose Jerry. Now, are you in a situation where you don't really eat, but yet you're gaining weight? That can be stress-related, according to cardiologist Dr. Joseph Akama. He explains that's how some people respond to stress. Others, he says, rely on good stress to achieve targets. According to Dr. Akama, lack of sleep, oversleeping, loss of appetite, unable to keep up with schedules, and strain on the job are some of the factors. Listen.
As I'm making this approach, and I feel very, very stressed, and normally what I do is eat so that I can actually take some stress off my mind. So after the exam, how do you deal with the weight gain? Normally I don't really do anything about it. I just eat again and it comes back again. You mean your body comes back to shape? Yeah.
And when you are expecting something that is not coming, things like money, that will help you to solve those kind of problems. You can stress out. Sometimes when those kind of stress come, you have to take some rest and reanalyze things, put things into prayers, and this.
So those were some of your views on how you deal with stress and what stress is for you. Dr. Akama has some explanations.
A recent study in America showed that when you have short bursts of stress, the glucocorticoids are going to be secreted, but they go down. The stress hormones go up and down. But if your stress is sustained, those hormone levels go up. And when they go up, they make your cells convert to fatty cells. And then you build up adipose tissue around your belly, around the buttocks and other areas.
I definitely can relate. That's Dr. Joseph Akama. He's head of cardiology department of the University of Ghana in Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Let's check out what's trending on social media. Selina?
Well, the hashtag Mahama in Accra is trending on all social media platforms. And some of the trending comments and tweets that have been flowing in is we all pray for accident-free Easter, but prudence is in being conscious on the road, as John Dramani Mahama tours Accra for road users sensitization. And we have Tudu Kaneshi in Kruma Circle, hope is coming, hashtag Mahama in Accra. And this is Shay Esk, who says, from lorry station to lorry station, we are there to meet the affable John Mahama in Accra today, hashtag Mahama in Accra.
You're wondering why? Because the former president, John Dramani Mahama, is on a pre-Easter walkabout. We've been talking about that. We heard from him and the national chairman as well at some bus terminal, sensitizing revelers and drivers on safety on the roads this Easter. Please stay safe. Accident-free Easter is all we ask for. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am MFA Apau. Please enjoy your Easter.